Morning, Econ students. Welcome back to, I think, week number 5 of e-learning. Hope you guys are doing well. I know it's a little disheartening right now and maybe probably a little demotivating to know that I won't be coming back to school this year. Hopefully, we're all coping the best way we can. My job, as I told my psych kids earlier today, to try to help you guys get to the finish line, continue. We're pretty much done with the new learning stuff. Remember, from this point on, we're going to be in review mode. This week, you'll have an FRQ, one a day, on Unit 5 stuff, and that'll kind of wrap up Unit 5, and we'll be reviewing from that point on, just talking about the stuff that you need to know for May 21st for the AP exam, and most of the stuff we'll be doing will be practice FRQs, kind of like I've been doing in AP Psych right now. Just because that's one of the ways to prep you for the fact that you have 2 free response questions on May 21st. Good review topic this weekend. Since the price of oil collapsed, let's take a look at an old supply and demand graph to explain exactly how that happened and what the overall impact of that is going to be on the economy. I guess we'll find out. So, economics in the real world, there's your basic supply and demand graph going all the way back to Unit 1. Let's say this is the market for oil. As we've kind of discussed, the U.S. is now, I think, the leading producer of oil in the world. We have upped our production, I think, I think we've been number 1 in the world since 2012, maybe. So thanks to fracking and a number of other resources we've been able to tap, the supply of oil has gone up significantly in the world market. And I think Russia and Saudi Arabia have also increased their production as well. So in a case like that, that's one of the reasons oil prices have been relatively stable and even gone down. When you guys were younger, say 2007, 2008, gas prices were like $4 a gallon, and they've been pretty stable in the twos for several years at this point, thanks to increased production. Now, at the same time, we have this increased production. Now that the economy is struggling and gas prices are going down, but you guys don't have anywhere to go. I guess you could do a road trip just for the sake of a road trip, drive to a favorite fast food restaurant in Detroit or Minnesota, and then drive right back. But we're supposed to be staying at home. So combine the increased production with a drop in demand. And we started at point A. Now we're at point C, which explains why the oil prices dropped below zero for the first time. An increase in supply followed by a huge decrease in demand. And basically what it ended up happening is that oil producers have so much oil that they don't have the storage capacity for it. They don't have the storage capacity for it. Basically, it's dropped below zero, and they have to find a way to get rid of it. They're usually paying people to store it for them or take it away from them. The government, I heard this morning, is going to step in and buy oil for strategic reserves that we have on tap for safety in our economy, and so that's a good deal for the government. That's a supply and demand graph, basically explaining what's happening. Now, I had a good question from one of you via email. Are we entering a deflationary period? Because if we look at a regular supply and demand graph, a regular aggregate demand, aggregate supply graph, aggregate demand is definitely not shifting to the right now. Aggregate demand is shifting to the left due to a lack of consumption, lack of investment, things like that. Government spending can only keep it up so long. We'll see. We'll see if the drop in oil prices, and we'll see if just a lack of demand in general. We're definitely not going to have inflation right now. The only issue is we got deflation. Would the value of the dollar go up? If wages started to fall as well, we might enter a deflationary period, but my hope is that we don't. So, if we're looking at what's happening right now in our economy, here's our real GDP price level. So we're gonna that, and we'll leave out Loras for now. Okay, so there's our regular economy, aggregate demand and short run aggregate supply. If aggregate demand goes down, as it is right now, AD2. It should say, the basic model shows the price level should go down as well. Now, keep in mind that might not happen because, like the floor of a movie theater, the price level can be sticky sometimes. Input prices and things like that. If they're sticky, that means they tend not to change in the short run. So in the short run, your wages are going to stay relatively the same. Certain input prices are going to stay relatively the same. So even though the model says price level drops, it may not exactly happen the way the model says. So again, I guess we will see in the months ahead. One of the things with government spending increasing in massive amounts, and there's supposed to be another stimulus package coming through that Congress and President Trump are reaching an agreement on. The idea is to boost aggregate demand back up, to the level we were at before and hopefully sustain the economy. So, like everything, we shall see. But keep the questions coming. As I said, a couple of you this weekend, I'm going to do a better job getting feedback. So basically, you'll do the FRQ today. I'll go over it tomorrow. So you'll have the opportunity to kind of see, okay, what you did right, what you did wrong, and we'll do that with pretty much every single FRQ for the rest of the semester. So take care of yourself, take care of your family, and we'll see you again tomorrow.